So, you've decided to do the IELTS test, but you're not sure whether to take the computer-based test or the paper-based test. Well, this is going to be the perfect video for you. What's up guys, my name is Sunny and today I'm going to tell you what are the differences between these two types of test formats. So let's jump right into it. And as always, if you enjoy watching the video, please make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. That's going to help out the channel a lot. Okay, before we get into the differences between those two test formats, let's talk about the similarities first to get that out of the way first. Okay, so first and foremost, whether you take the IELTS on paper or on computer, then the results that you receive will have equal validity and authenticity. So that means that an 8.5 on IELTS computer-based test is the same as 8.5 on the paper-based test. Secondly, the time that you have to finish reading, writing, and speaking is exactly the same on both test formats, with the exception of the listening section, which I'll talk more in a bit. Thirdly, the way that all four skills are graded by the examiners are exactly the same on both test formats. And finally, the price or the fee that you have to pay to do the IELTS exam will be the same for both test formats. Now, let's talk about some of the differences between those two formats. And as you guys already know, one of the major differences between those two formats is that on computer-based tests, of course, you will use a computer, a keyboard, a mouse, as well as a set of headphones to do the test. Whereas for the paper-based tests, you will only be able to use a piece of paper with the questions and the information on it, and you will have to accomplish the test using only one pencil. The second major difference between those two test formats is that if you do the test on paper, then for the listening section, you will have a total of 40 minutes to finish that section. And that would include 30 minutes of listening to the audio and 10 minutes to transfer your answers into the answer sheet. But if you do the test on computer, then for the listening section, you will only have about 30 to 32 minutes in total. And that would include time to do both the listening and the answering. Another difference is that also in the listening section, if you do the test on a computer, you will receive your own set of headphones where you can listen at a volume that is desirable to you, and you can adjust it so that it's comfortable to you. At certain centers, they even give you noise cancelling headphones, which is very convenient so that you cannot get distracted by other people doing their own thing. Now, let's talk about the reading section. If you do the reading exam on computer, then you could utilize this really neat function called highlight, where you can highlight specific parts or specific words in a different color, which would then help you with skimming and scanning. And as you guys already know, if you're able to locate information quickly and effectively, that would ultimately help you save a lot of time, and that would translate into better grade. But for the paper-based test, you can only highlight using the pencil that you were given, because you will not be able to bring your own highlighter. You won't be able to bring any other pens of different color. And so whatever you highlight or whatever you underline is going to be in the same color. Another key difference is that also in the reading section on the computer, you will have a portion of the answer sheet on the right and a portion of the reading passage on your left. And you will be able to scroll these two sections independently, and that is really helpful in terms of matching the correct paragraph with the correct question. And that will help you locate the information or compare the information whenever you need to. But of course, for the paper-based test, you're going to have to do that by flipping the pages very often. And that could be kind of annoying, to be honest. For the writing exam, the best part about the writing exam on computer is that they're going to have a word counter at the end of the answer sheet, and as you write, you will know exactly how many words you've written, and that just takes off the pressure of having to count it at the end. And you don't have to worry about whether you've hit the limit or not. You just have to focus on writing. Another important thing about the writing exam on computer is that if you do need to edit your essay, then you just have to go ahead and do that. You don't have to worry about smudging the paper. You don't have to worry about crossing certain words out. You just edit it as if you're editing a Word document. And that is very convenient, and ultimately that also saves you a lot of time. Another thing is that in the writing exam on computer, you can hide your horrible handwriting if you're like me, and that just makes it a lot easier for the examiner to understand what the hell you're writing about. Also, there are certain cool features that I think you would be interested in as well regarding the computer-based test, which is you could adjust the setting of the test format. So you could adjust the text size, you could adjust the background color, and you can also adjust the screen resolution so that it fits best with your eyeballs. For both the reading and listening section, you will see a bar at the end of the screen that indicates the number of each question. And as you do the test, the numbers will be highlighted in a different color. And so you will know exactly whether you've answered certain questions or not based on the color that is highlighted. So that way you won't miss a single question. Another really cool feature that I think is available on computer for the reading and listening section is the review function. For example, if you've answered a question, but then you're not entirely sure whether that answer is correct or not, then you can click this tick box called review next to the bottom of the screen, and that would highlight the question in a different color. And so later on, when you finish the test and you need to recheck the questions that you've done, then you can know exactly which question will need your attention. And to me, that is super convenient. Regarding the available time slot for the IELTS exam, then depending on where you are, usually the centers will have more time slots available for the computer-based tests. And so I think if you were to choose computer-based tests, then you would have more flexibility in terms of when to do it and where to do it. When it comes to receiving the results, if you do the computer-based test, then you will receive your results in less than 7 days. Sometimes it can even take only 3 days to receive it. It can be quite fast. But for the paper-based test, the time you would have to wait would probably be around 2 to 3 weeks. So, which format should you take? I think the answer here is pretty obvious because considering the features and conveniences that the computer-based test offers, you are basically getting a lot more value out of your money. And ultimately, all those features would help you achieve a better grade because you would then be able to manage your time better, you would have more confidence in doing the test, and that would have a positive effect on the results. But of course, if you're someone who is not very efficient with a computer, then the paper-based test would definitely be a better option because what it comes down to is whether you are confident with that particular test format. So that was my short video regarding the topic of IELTS. If you liked the video, please make sure to hit the like and subscribe. And as always, I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.